Hello, hello everybody, hello. Back with another Astrea stream. Typical Thursday morning. I'm noticing my laptop's a bit. I mean, this is kind of usual. This is kind of common now at this point, I guess. I cleaned out the dust out of my laptop yesterday, and I was just running it, and it was running fine. It was making no noise or anything like that. But now it's making a bunch of noise, and it seems like it's kind of I don't know, something's up with my memory or something. Seems like stuff's running a little slow today. I don't know if that's maybe just my brain or maybe my computer is a bit maybe on its last leg. As much as I hate to say that. But let's go ahead and get this started. Let's see if we can't get some frames going here. I might have to restart the game if something doesn't give. But we were working on some achievements last week, of course. We got through Mooney's last achievement. We got Plague Doctor. So that was pretty nice. We are still working on Anomaly level 8, so we'll continue that today. And I did say we'll continue with Sothis. We'll try to get This Is Fine. We'll try to get this going. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I still don't really know how we would do that for Sothis. But I did talk about maybe changing up our playstyle and trying out some new things. So maybe if we, just give it a little bit of elbow grease, maybe something will reveal itself to us. Now, I've been starting with the Black Hole Blessings every time, but I'm kind of thinking let's go for the Star Blessing. And then maybe, we can get something to go help us with Affliction, perhaps. We have, at the end of draw phase, you can reroll all dice. That's not a bad one by any means. Relief on enemies triggers at the end of your turn. Increase relief applied by 1. That is amazing. And at the end of your turn, all enemies receive 2 purification for each die in my hand. Sounds good. I feel like this sounds good, but I don't want it. So let's just go ahead and go with the Regal Compresh and see if that works out for us. For our first choice of die, what do we have? First choice of die. Bahenian Howl, which I know sets up for something. The rest of these are a bit basic. Not to say they're bad, it's just not a specialized type of die. Bahenian Howl is not bad. We do want to set up an Affliction run, so let's maybe skip on that one. Let's grab Astral Calling, and then maybe I don't even know. Maybe Light Shield. We didn't get much in our way there. Alright. Probably going to be a bit normal for the first couple of fights. Not much to really speak on here. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with my laptop. Seems like we're not really getting great frames here. It's not lagging or anything, we're just getting low frames. Looks like it might be on like 30 frames a second instead of 60. Which is okay, we can live with that. Yeah, I don't really know what happened. On Tuesday, I was doing my Borderlands stream. I was mentioning the noise from my laptop, probably is just from a bunch of dust. Well, I wasn't really worried about it. It was making a bunch of noise. It's still making a bunch of noise. I'm not sure if that's coming through on microphone, but it's making a bunch of noise right now. And I don't know, I was just saying, oh, I haven't cleaned it out in a while, let me get some compressed air, and then, clean that out. Clean out the fan in my room as well, the standing fan, because that also had a lot of dust. Seems like it didn't really do anything though. We're stuck at 30 frames. The noise is still there. My room admittedly does feel cleaner, which, you know, is worth it. It's worth it to clean because of that. Oops, I did not mean to do that. So, you know, not all was lost in the cleaning effort, but I was hoping it would just kind of fix the noise issue with my laptop, but it obviously did not. So, you know, I'm kind of thinking maybe this thing is, you know, kind of on its way out. Which is a bit unfortunate because I don't have a replacement. I don't have any way to get a new laptop if this one breaks. I'm just going to have to save up over the course of like a year. Even then, I think saving up for a year might only get me this same model. If I want a newer model that'll last me longer, I might have to save up for 2 years. Sounds a little dramatic, but kind of the reality of the situation. Looks like we're in a pretty bad spot here. I don't really know what happened. I think I kind of blacked out for a minute while I was talking. Looks like we're down to 1 life somehow. I don't really know what we could have done to prevent that. Maybe I could have healed a little bit more instead of just going hard on offense. Alright, at least we got out of the first fight alive, but we're not looking too great here. Here we go, there's some affliction there. Eclipse Blast, not a bad die. Sense of Time is not a bad die, but yeah, we do want affliction. So let's go ahead and pick that up. I'm not sure what this does. Soul Intensifier. Minimum soul heat 10, double relief on any target. If that target has no relief, apply 5 relief to the target. But only if we have 10 soul heat. Minimum soul heat 0, just apply 2 relief. Okay, that's still not bad, especially with the Star Blessing that we picked up. And we've got some more afflictions, so I will take that. Probably want to go for the risky die. No, the more affliction the better, and risky die tend to have more affliction than not. So we have this here, we have this one here. Go ahead and pick up Soul Burn, because we have more affliction actions on that one. And Selfless Ignite, I always forget what this does. Choose any target that has relief, trigger it, then decrease its relief by 1, and gain 1 affliction. I think that applies to me, though. Which I suppose is still fine, because we want affliction on every single target in the fight. So that is workable. Alright, be a bit more careful. Maybe let's actually read the dice before we play them. Go ahead and draw a die. Let's go ahead and just hurt ourselves right off the bat. We can use this re-roll to our advantage here. Let's see. Shield there, see a hex die. Let's go ahead and rebuild the shields. Horrible reroll, horrible, but see what we can do. That will kill us if we play that, so let's hold on that. And by hold, I mean hold for about 2 seconds. Maybe not even that. get our soul intensifier. It looks like we need 9 soul heat to get this working. Obviously, we don't have that. I doubt we have enough actions to make 9 soul heat. So, you know, go ahead and just leave it there. Maybe. Oh no, we can still play it. That's right. We can still play it. Okay. Well, that's 3 free relief there. We can use Selfless Ignite to set that off. We're not going to get any affliction on this fight. We're not going to benefit from it, so we'll just use this to trigger the relief and get some extra damage out. Now, that seems like that'll work. Seems like that'll work. Deal 2 purification to a target, so that's even more damage. And it seems like your dice will kill me, so let me just go ahead and re-roll those. That will still kill me. Okay. Need to heal then. I can heal with this. And let's just pray we don't die here. Go to apply some relief. More relief. Set that off. Our virtue. We can end our turn. Should be okay. Yeah, there we go. Now again, we're not going to get any benefit from using Affliction now because we just don't have enough to get that achievement. But I guess we could just apply this on the enemy and just let it roll. We're going to be over-corrupting him a lot, which is a problem, but we can probably stave it off with some relief. Oh wait, no, let me re-roll him. Forgot I could do that. Ah, there we go. Gain 1 flammable chakram, draw 1 die. Okay. Forgot what this does. Whenever you deal purification, apply relief to the target at the start of your turn. Decrease flammable chakram by half. Alright. That'd be nice if we had any achievements relating to relief, but I don't think we do. You got 17 more health. I see you do have 15 relief. I think we doubled it with one of those dice. Kind of missed how that worked, but I think we doubled it, right? Must have been this. We must have had Soul Intensifier at a low number, and we must have had, you know, that much soul heat. Yeah, let's just do that. Put some healing on myself. And that should be good. Okay. I'm kind of already liking how much affliction we have, because I can imagine if we just, you know, kind of play well and use as much purification as possible to heal us, we honestly could stall some fights out. We can apply, you know, like 2 affliction there, 2 affliction there, 1 affliction, and eventually that'll stack up to 15. And in the meantime, we would have to get lucky to apply 15 affliction to ourselves to get the achievement. So I can imagine we can get 15 affliction on the enemy if we just play a little carefully. and then we would just have to be lucky to get that affliction on ourselves. I know I kind of just said the same thing over again, but kind of hope you know what I mean there. Well, let's go ahead and pick Purging Eruption up, because honestly, I feel like we're not too far off from getting that achievement. Not too far off. Apply 1 affliction to an enemy, deal 3 purification to the same target X times, where X is the amount of affliction that they have. That's fine, because, you know, the more affliction, the better. But that kind of might end the fight if we have too much affliction on them. Just gotta be careful about that. In 1 affliction, deal X purification to an enemy where X is your soul heat. Okay, again, that might be a battle ender if we're too far in the fight. But as always, the more affliction, the better. You've discovered an ancient forge that was used in the past by dice smiths. Alright, let's go ahead and pick up Incorruptible. Let's forge one of these corrupt actions here. Let's skip on the Sentinels, because that's going to create more entities to apply affliction on. We want to keep it down to 2 enemies if possible. Or not 2 enemies, 2 creatures, me and, you know, 1 enemy. Alright, great. Let's see if we can't practice. Let's see if we can't just apply like maybe 10 affliction or even 5. See if that even works. Apply 1 affliction to an enemy. Okay, so that's just 1. That's fine. Go ahead and do that. We'll keep this guy alive. He's gonna get healed every turn from the affliction, and then we'll try to stack that up over a couple turns. Fire projection, does this change the amount of affliction based on what we have, I wonder? In 1 affliction, deal X purification to an enemy where X is your soul heat multiplied by half of the amount of affliction that I have. So 0. That's fine. That's just gonna be 1 affliction. So maybe do that, and then that. Oh, it gives it to me, huh? I misread that. Right, gain one, aka I gain 1. Good to know. Flammable Chakram, that'll be good to take this guy out. We're just gonna have to skip on hitting this guy at all, or else we're gonna, you know, build up a lot of relief, which we don't want. Yeah, so let's do that. This isn't gonna kill me, is it? Okay, that's 1 damage, that's another 1 damage, and the Overcorruption's not gonna hurt. So yeah, we should live. Yeah, this is great. I think this applies affliction to us as well. So I guess, you know, in theory, we would be able to stack at least 5, maybe even 10 affliction on ourselves if we get a little lucky. So that works out. Still need to find a way to apply more affliction on the enemy, though. I know we have some dice in there that can do that. Like this one right here. If we re-roll this one, kind of interesting. We can, we have to forego a good face there to get the affliction. don't have a reroll available though. Oh, but we can hurt ourselves. Here we go. I see this one also has affliction. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's re-roll both of these, and let's maybe re-roll one of these dice, because that'll hurt me quite a bit. There we go. There's 2 affliction, there's 3. And again, we could use this to stack even more on myself if we were in that position, but I don't think we would benefit from that now. Let's just go ahead and leave that. Oh, never mind. I guess we're dead. Okay. Alright. You know what, though? I did learn a little bit about how affliction works. I still wasn't completely familiar with it, so not too mad about it. Let me go ahead and restart the game. Because again, I'm not too sure why we're getting only 30 frames a second. So, I don't know, maybe a quick restart will just remedy that. Oh my goodness. I'm not plugged into my power outlet. That's why. That's the issue. Laptop's about to die even. Okay, there we go. Launch game. That should do it. The noise, of course, is not going to stop because of that, but we should get better frames now. Yeah, okay, there we go. Awesome. I'm going to start a new game. Keep running Sothis. We'll basically just do Sothis today. Entirely. Now, I know I just said let's maybe go to a star blessing because the black hole blessings can be more risky. But if we are going for affliction, I do remember that these things tend to have more affliction related actions, so maybe we can find something to help us. Draw 2 additional dice per turn at the start of battle. Apply 1 agony to a random enemy. The 2 extra dice is nice, don't get me wrong, but agony tends to be a bit of a problem anytime it's present, so I tend to avoid it. Draw 1 additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, add 3 wound hex die. A little nicer. I like hex die more than I like agony for sure. And 1 additional die per turn, and then at the start of battle, apply 4 unholy mist. You know, I guess it's between these two because I don't want agony. 3 wound hex die versus 4 unholy mist. I don't think either of those would really help me. The unholy mist is just going to make me not be able to heal for a while. But I guess if we have a lot of relief, we could bypass that. Whereas we can't really bypass the wound hex die at all. We're just going to have to deal with them. So let's go ahead and just take the unholy mist. We'll try our best to get some relief and affliction at the same time. Alright, right off the bat, rolling stars is awesome. So yeah, I'll take that. Psychic blow, that's some great damage, for sure. But it is not going to help us get that achievement. I mean, to be fair, neither of these are either Purified Scorching Sands won't do that. But we do have some draw actions here, and I do like draw actions when we have them available. Alright, again, gotta be careful here. We should be able to, you know, just play a little normally. Let's go ahead and just start stacking relief on myself so we can get rid of the effects of Unholy Mist, basically. It's gonna be a reroll for you. I want the shields from this die here. Go ahead and hit you for one. Get some shields. Hit you with that. And I think we can use Calm to end our turn even though we have a mandatory action, right? Yes. Great. Alrighty, we do still have to burn this corrupt action somehow, so let's go to reroll again. We can't get something going there. No, but we do have rolling stars. I do want that. I'll take that. Probably going to want to use the shields again from this die, because we can't... Oh no, actually we can heal. I was going to say we can't heal because of Shadow Mantle. But we really only have 2 Shadow Mantles, so not a huge deal, though. Okay. Okay, interesting. I think we can get out of this. We just heal ourselves with this. Hit you with that. And then heal again. Because if we hit you with this, that's gonna hurt us. Kill us, so let's just heal. There we go. More Rolling Stars is awesome. We don't have an active reroll. Or we don't have a reroll active, I should say. But that will be great when we do get it. We could use one of these to activate our reroll. I guess, I don't know why we wouldn't do that now that I think about it. It's gonna be 19 damage. Yeah, there we go. Easy enough. There it is. There's our affliction. To be honest, area affliction might be the worst one that we could have gotten, but I mean, still need affliction. I think Ghastly Fire does have something to do with affliction, right? If I remember correctly. It's a lot to read though. Minimum soul heat 10, apply 12 relief to a target. Minimum soul heat 6, apply 5 relief to a target. Minimum soul heat 0, apply 4 affliction to any target. Okay, yeah, we'll take that. It doesn't have to apply to us, so that's awesome. I'll take more draw actions. Again, I always like the draw actions. I see. This is the same guy we just fought. Okay, so we gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. I see a corrupt action there. We can't do anything about it yet. Let's just go ahead and burn it on you. And relief on ourselves. 2 purification to a target. Glass daggers. Gonna be 2 purification or shields, and I guess... No, I guess I might as well just go for the offense. We're not gonna die this turn. We can use relief to heal ourselves. What are we looking at? My brain's a little scrambled right now. Sipping on some coffee right now, and I'm still coming up on the caffeine. My brain's working a little slowly, to be honest with you. We do need to heal, for sure. We can use relief for that. We can use... Oh, we can use another relief. Thank you. Thank you for that Hourglass Mastery. Thank you, thank you. That'll be a few heals. We can use this to heal ourselves a little bit. If we do this... Oh, we can use this to heal, actually. I was about to use this for damage, but we can use that to heal. There we go. Got another 4 healing on the way, so that's good. These should be... Oh, actually, that's going to be a problem with the overcorruption. So let me reroll both of these. And this die here. Alright, that's better. That should be... That should keep us safe. And then we'll use Calm again. End our turn. There we go.